to have a worship service. You are not here to serve your flesh. You're not here to be a slave to your flesh. You're not here to give God what he deserves by the dictates of your flesh. But once you kill that flesh, you can lay yourself out open before the Lord. See, but that was on the old covenant where the flesh had to be killed. But now that we're under the new covenant, Paul said, render your bodies as a living. In other words, your worship has to be voluntary. You got to give it up to God in your presence so you can experience the blessing of rain in your future. And I want to let you know it's going to always cost you something to invest in your worship. But you got to make up your mind in order for God to send the rain. I've got to send the worship up. I've got to send the praise up. I've got to send the thanks up. With my hands lifted up and with my mouth filled with praise, with a heart of thanksgiving, I will bless thee, O Lord. Is there anybody in the room tonight? Can you take a minute and give God some worship? Can you take a minute to give him some praise? Can you take a minute to give God some glory? Because he's blessing you right now. And he didn't have to do it, but you ought to thank him that he did. Because he's been so good to you. He's brought you through almost another year. And you only got 5 more days to go. And say, I'm going to bless him until I cross over. I'm going to worship until I cross over. I'm going to give him glory until I cross over. I'm going to honor him until I cross over. Is there anybody in the room? If you know that God has been good to you, you ought to give him one more praise. Come on and bless him. Come on and give him glory. Come on and give him honor. Because from the rising of the sun